Hello and welcome to April. I only have one hand. April 16th. To dream that you have laryngitis indicates you should not take unnecessary risks over the next few weeks. I'm not superstitious, but it's almost always a good idea not to take an unnecessary risk. Just before I start doing my little raised box, check it out. I am starting to get ripened orange hat tomatoes. They're beautiful. These plants are in great condition for spending 90% of their time in the greenhouse because it's still so cold. Are there any on the other side? Well, there are lots of tomatoes, but no ripe ones on this one. This one is still growing outward, which I really, really like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5. I guess I'll see how that tastes later on. Alright. I've got this back in, but I've got it the right way with these holes, these spikes facing outward so that I can put the fence on the outside. Now, I need to figure out how to get these on here. And I think I'm going to have to dig out a little more. At least it looks like it. Let's see. The hole is down here. One there. Oh, I don't like that. Well, that's a lot. I guess I could bend these little spikes up a bit. I've decided to use these instead of wood so that I'm not just sacrificing the wood. I guess I could take these little spikes right here and bend a couple up. We'll see how hard that is, and then I could drill through that to get it to get the holes a little closer. How far apart? Oh, actually that would be that. Let's try this again. Right. So if I did it here and here, that would work much better, wouldn't it? I'm going to see if I can pull one of these up without too much trouble. Alright, that is moved up. I don't think I need to do this because I only need this hole and this hole. Where did I put the screw? I put it in a really safe place. Ha 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 ha. All right, these gloves. These are the screws I have for this hole. They look like they will fit. but they don't really fit there, do they? Oh goodness. Well, this could be a problem. I may need to find thicker screws. Can I do this here? Oh. All right. Let's see if... come on. No. Just do me a favor and be nice to me. Darn it, I really need it in the middle. I actually need a longer screw, I think. Wow. Well, this didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to. Maybe if I flip it over. Is there a better hole on this side? There are two much better holes on this side. Let's see. I put it on that one. That might go well. Yeah, I think that'll go well. Let's see if it works. I don't know. Ooh, it's not quite coming out. It is coming out the other side of the board, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's gonna sit there very nicely, does it? Because it can come off all too easily. Oh, perfect, Megan. I'm gonna go get the box. All right, I am not averse to actually using a nut on the back. However, I don't think I have any nuts that would fit. And I don't know if this screw is going to go through far enough to allow me to use a nut. Well, if I managed... I don't think this screw is going to work at all. It's just too small. No, I can't get the nut in the back. So, I guess what I'm going to have to do is find a different screw. One that is... Nope. Those belong to that. Now, let's see. That might work. It's pretty long, and I only have a couple of them, but I could go get more. Just take this out. Oop. Well, this is definitely long enough. But again, I still have the problem of it's just not thick enough to actually screw into there. But will the nut work? Will the nut actually fit over this screw? No, not really. It just slides right off. Darn it. I just don't have any thicker We just don't have any thicker screws. All is not lost. I don't necessarily have to use screws. I could use pieces of wire if I can find them. I did not find wire. I've looked high and low. The only wire I have is bonsai wire, and that's too expensive to use for this project. However, I did find my good old friend, the zip tie. Brisk out here. Just need to make sure that the zip tie will go through the hole. Didn't look it well, so I'm gonna have to whoop. There we go. Oh goodness. Opening brand new things is like trying to solve a puzzle. Why do they have to make it hard to get into? Why? You already keep it in a case. All right. I think I do 336. This one too. All right. Zip. Look at that. It works. All right. So all I have to do is use the drill to drill a hole through the wood and then zip tie it. And then of course nip it and take the plastic away so it doesn't wind up in the ground. All right. This is going to work. Short-term solution. See if I can get this other thing in the ground. All right. I need it. Oh, this way. The other one. This way. This one first. How even should I make it? Probably not very. a little further down. Just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to see how level this is going to be. All right. Let's see. Stay there. That is way off, but I want it here. Level would be way up here. Well, yes, I could drive it a little down, but I really don't want to, because this whole slope, it slopes down anyway, so it's okay. It's all right for now. This is okay. I could drive this in just a little further. I can try that. That is a bit better. Now the bubble is actually touching the middle. I kind of like that. All right, I can live with that. Oh, well, let's make it easy. Just drill from the back side, and then I don't have to worry where I'm drilling. Excellent. Through the hole. There we go. There is one board done. Nice. All right. This way. Kids, don't do this at home. Your teeth are not for zip ties. This is really hard with gloves. Right. Okay. Not perfect, but hey, you know what? It's good enough. Now I just have to repeat this as many times as I have boards. All right, I've been sitting here looking at these boards in the other spot, and I've been thinking, which can be a very dangerous thing to do. My original plan was to put another post in and just keep doing post, but it seems right now a little wasteful. What do you think? I'm wondering if I maybe move these boards over just a little bit, that I can use that one post for all 4 boards. That might work. It might work. And now is actually the time to do it. The beginning of a project is always the time that you want to discover a better way to do it, rather than getting halfway through the project and all of a sudden finding that you would have to go through a huge amount of work just to make it better or cheaper or easier. I have a limited amount of posts. I can't go buy any more. So I may as well try this now, and all I've lost is maybe a half hour, 45 minutes of my time. So let's try it. Be a little bit of a pain in the patootie, but I will give it a try. I don't think I need to drill another hole unless this isn't gonna work. I do need to drill a hole for this one though. Might have to drill a hole for this one, no. Oh, hello, bullflower. Nice to see you. This. Ooh, I think it's going to work okay. Check that out. That is okay. That's okay. This is not a huge deal. Just a little bit of dirt escaping won't destroy it. Good solution. Here it is. And it worked. Worked very nicely. I shall just continue on from here. Whew, I like it. Now that I have the beginning of the box actually done, I need to figure out how high am I going to have to cover up the holes on these. Are they equal? They should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 9 by 9 holes. It's fine. So, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna have to go up about 6 holes in order to ensure that I have a decent amount of coverage so the dirt won't fall out of the box. Here's another great cheap idea that's going to teach you a lot about organic material, especially here in an urban area where people still burn wood in wood stoves. A lot of people will get wood deliveries. Now, yesterday I really did mean to finish up my boxes, but I had an opportunity to help a neighbor because they had to move all the wood that had been delivered into their backyard. Luckily, I was gifted after that with all the bark and all the stuff that was left behind after the wood was stacked. So here we go, I'll show you. This is one of the piles, and I've already bagged some of it. You'll notice you get a range of different sizes when this happens. Big fat pieces like this. Then you get kind of a medium size piece like this. Smaller size pieces. Now this is pretty close to, this is what I would want to start making a walkway out of. And of course then you'll get handfuls of fine stuff. And it's super simple. From the pile, you simply take a rake and you rake out all the gigantic stuff and the medium stuff and the small stuff, and you bag them up separately. I like to break up the big pieces. A lot of these gigantic pieces, it's a little too hard for me to break. I'd have to use a saw, and I don't want to take the time to do that. I like to put these on the edges of my boxes. There you go. Oop. As you can see, there's still an edge down here. I like to put these down along the edge. That's going to take quite a while to break down, and it starts providing a really nice stable surface on the end so that when these come out, this won't automatically fall to pieces. The rest of this, after it's broken up into these smaller size pieces, then I can use these for the walkway right next to my box. I don't know if you've ever actually gone and purchased bark. If I'm lucky, I can get it for $5 a bag here by Martin Coos Bay. If I'm not lucky, I'm paying $8 a bag just for bark. And that's something I'm just gonna walk on. It will break down. It's still useful. Bark is bark no matter what. But free is better than $8 a bag or even $5 a bag. So a little help to a neighbor really assisted me. If you have a small amount of property and you have trees on your property, I can pretty much guarantee you're getting something falling off those trees, and you can use that as well. Now, as for how this bark breaks down, I recently took a trip to Bastendorf Beach, and I will show you the end product of forestry breakdown of how bark breaks down. It's really fascinating because the length of time involved may not be as much as you might assume. In a year, 2 years, that bark is actually providing quite a nice layer of organic material for the forest to live on. Now, granted, the breakdown of all this bark in our gardens is going to happen a lot faster than it does out in a forest. In a year, 2 years, this bark is actually going to break down in our gardens because we're actively out there walking on it, watering it, introducing new bacteria to it by planting different plants. A lot of it is our activity in the garden breaking it down into really good soil. However, if you want to see what happens in a forest, I recently took a trip to Bastendorf Beach, where an entire hillside told me a story. We're at Bastendorf Beach today here in lovely southern Oregon on the coast, and behind me are a bunch of cliffs with a lot of dark soil. Now, if you're wondering where that dark soil came from, it tells me that not so long ago, a lot of that cliff was right out to here. And all that dark soil you see is pines, pine needles, seagrass, a lot of organic material breaking down over the decades, centuries, and the millennia. Now, as for how this bark falls, as for how this, well, let's try that again. Now, as for how the bark breaks down, shit. GoPro, stop recording.